I read practically everywhere that the record Lost in the Dream came out after a period, rough, anxious period for you, and I hope you're feeling better now. But
In Italy, I am. Yeah.
okay, but the question is, do you think that this record would have been such a masterpiece as it is, in my opinion, if you were just fine?
No, I don't think it would have been. Um, but I guess I'm thankful for. I'm not thankful for the time, but I guess I'm thankful for having something like music to enjoy, like go through it with, and have something that I care about as much as I do about music and making music and playing with my friends, and that you can kind of live life in that way, in that moment, and then come out of it with something that's like a snapshot of that time. So I don't think it would have been the same, because that was definitely a huge part of it. But I'm thankful that I have music in that way, for sure.
Uh, are there some artists that influenced the records, or all your records? I mean, everybody of us thought about Bruce Springsteen and Neil Young and
Yeah.
Knopfler. But are there other artists more difficult to pick out, or to more hidden?
I think there's a lot of people that music I really love and have listened to for a long time, or things that I might have gotten into like around the time of making it. Like, I realized recently that a lot of the stuff I was listening to was sparse and like a band playing in a room, like even like Bill Fay, his second record, like that was something I listened to a lot, and I didn't know much about it before that time. I found out about it maybe 2 years ago, and it kind of just took over all my late night driving. And even like Dylan, like Time Out of Mind, that was something that I just kept. I mean, I'd known about it for years and listened to it for years, but last year especially, I would just listen to it all the time, and it was like just like a band playing in a room, and it was just something about that I gravitated towards. Or like, I mean, even like J.J. Cale or something, like natural sounding emotional music, was something that I was just kind of moving towards. Or just, that's all I really wanted to make, was like stuff that sounded natural and musical and emotional and as real as I could get, and with surrounding myself with the people I wanted to surround myself with.
Is it maybe a bit annoying for you to be compared to other bands so frequently?
Not really, no, because I like those bands and writers, and that's how people do it. That's how people find out about things these days. Is this sounds like this, and I might like that. People are people can talk for hours about like digital music or downloading or whatever, but the real thing is that like in my opinion, just like people are just like real hungry, and they want to experience a lot of different things, and they don't want to just experience one thing. They want to hear about all sorts of different things, and they might they'll be interested in this one thing, or they'll love this one song, but they'll also love like this band, and they hear about this band, and it's just like that's part of it. So it's cool, because when I was a kid, I would always like look for bands that were similar to the bands I liked.
The picture on the cover of your record, Lost in the Dream, is taken in your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Your house is in Philly. Do you think that you would be a musician if without Philly? Is it still the
I think I would be, but I think Philly gave me a lot. It gave me it gave me a group. Like, most importantly, it gave me my friends that I've met and I play with, and and that I've made music with. And then in terms of the house, like I've lived in that house for like 11 years now, 10 years. It's a really big house and it's really cheap, and I just had the space to like practice and rehearse and record. And without that house, I feel like I would have been a musician and I might have been in another house, but something about that house is real magical. Like just a lot of stuff was recorded there and conceived there, and like a lot of like different moments of life were lived there. And in terms of the record cover, I wanted to like, because on the inside too, if you have the album, the gatefold or whatever, that's like another, all the pictures are from the house pretty much, in the back too. And I wanted to try to immortalize the house any way I could, because it was a really big part of how I learned to like record, and also how I learned to like, you know, play with people and play piano, you know. So all these little things in my life were maybe not because of the house, but they all happened in that house, and really important to me.
What about playing in big music festivals? And did you find some differences between the European audience and the United States one?
Maybe a couple years ago, maybe like in like 2007 or 2008, actually, when we first came over. But lately, like the last like year, 2 years, not really too much difference, which is really cool. It's like in America and Europe that like the crowds are like young to old, which is really nice, and people are excited, and like I don't know, it doesn't seem that much different, you know, which is really great. It means like there's like a collective kind of like music loving public, which due to the internet, you know, it's like you can hear about something in America the same day you hear about it in Europe. It's pretty amazing.
Are you working on something new?
In my head. But when I'm home, I like to write stuff or play the piano. I just haven't had a lot of time in the last 6 months of really being home. Like it's really, even this summer, I looked at a calendar before the summer, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty mellow summer, but I didn't. It's really actually super intense. Like back and then flying a lot of places and being home. And so I'm working on stuff once in a while, and sometimes I'll get like little ideas for line, or I'll sing a melody that I have in my head, and I'll sing it, and then I'll come up with a bunch of lyrics, and I'll write them down, or I'll sing them into my phone, and I'll play them in sound check. And
Are you managing some collaborations with other artists?
no, I don't think. I don't know. No, be cool. Maybe it'd be cool. I'm not sure if I'm that kind of person. If I'm that kind of guy. I don't think I am. Maybe one day.
I spent some time